Racism is bad. Did you know this? I didn't know this, but Robin Di Angelo does, and as the author of White Fragility, she points out that racism advantages white people over people of color in employment, where whiteness has psychological advantages that translate into material returns. Basically, minorities face great discrimination in the workplace, and to prove it, I have a study where college education and other factors were taken into account to show labor market discrimination. According to it, college-educated blacks and Hispanics earn 19% less than whites, while Asians earn 10% less than whites. And to all those conservatives who talk about Asian success, Asians still earn less when factoring education. In fact, the gap for Asians increases by differences in major. Now, Asians and Hispanics are often immigrants or children of immigrants in contrast to blacks. So with this in mind, the entire gap for Hispanics and Asians are due to differences in age, education, and language proficiency. Wait, what? That doesn't make sense. Okay, at least those factors will explain 25% of the gap for blacks. Now, if we differentiate between those who speak English at home, the unexplained wage gap between Hispanics, Asians, and whites is almost exactly zero, and their wages are virtually identical to comparable white men. What? Aha! There is still a 13% gap between blacks and whites that I am sure is explained by discrimination. This data indicates the disparities are due to differences in productive skills than discrimination. And that any discrimination could actually be cultural than based on race, where they fail to adopt the culture of the majority group. What? Well, Southern blacks had parents who didn't go to great schools, so there's the systemic racism. Of course, wages of college-educated black men in the North are very similar to Northern whites. And any discrimination could still be racial than cultural, and the disparity for Southern college-educated blacks is because 66% attended historically black colleges that were of lower quality. Wait, let's look at the conclusion. Wage gap for Hispanics and Asians close to 0 due to English level, 0 for Northern blacks. Wage gap for Southern blacks explained by quality of education, discrimination, cultural. Aha! It says more funding for historically black colleges can close the Southern black to white wage gap. So vote Democrat. Oh, fudge's sake. No, this study is just college-educated men. Darn it! It's almost like this white fragility thing is a grift. Wait, Robin Di Angelo is paid 70% more than a minority speaker, while dozens of other minority presenters weren't paid at all in one event, and on average she's paid $14,000. Well, it could be, as she states, that her success with her book meant that she was paid more. Nah, she's just profiting off of black people to increase her white privilege. Die, whitey, die. Anyway, thank you to Carson Alworth for creating an angry profile for me. His channel is linked below, and please like and comment as it really helps my video in the YouTube algorithm, and maybe subscribe.